Hey guys, thank you for joining. This was a little exercise that I made up to practice the E major and E minor scales. And I used the looper to record some chords. That helps you to feel the difference between the musical character of the major and the minor scales. So I'm using two chords here. First is E major 7. Alright, so that comes from the E major scale. And the second is an E minor 9th, which comes from the E minor scale. So in this video I'm not really going to go into the theory. There's a lot to explain here. This is what I do in my courses. I'm just going to present it as a sort of a technical exercise, which is also musical, because it helps you to feel the contrast between the major scale and the minor scale. So I'm using E here as my root, and I'm playing in this position where the first finger is on the 9th fret, and I'll play you both variations of the exercise. So the simple one goes like this. I'm using a pick, by the way. I'm going to explain it in a bit, what I'm doing with the pick. The simple one sounds like this. Okay, that's the major, so I'm starting on the 9th, then I go to the octave, the 12th, then I go down, that's the major 7th, then I go here to the 12th fret of the 2nd string, that's the 5, that's the B, then I go to the 9th, the 9th fret, but it's the 3rd of the scale. So that's a G sharp, and then we have an F sharp, which is the 2nd in the scale, and the root again. So that's basically, it's kind of like a major 7 arpeggio, where I'm also adding here like the 2nd between 3rd and 1st. Don't worry if you don't understand all these numbers that I'm telling you. You don't have to understand it in order to enjoy the benefits of this exercise. Okay, so that was the shape for the E major 7 chord, and for the E minor 9th, which I'm playing there, I'm playing this. Sorry for the feedback, by the way. I have something strange going on with my amp. So again, I'm starting with the E, the 9th fret of the 3rd string, jumping to the octave. Here I'm using a flat 7th, like a minor 7th, so that's the 7th of the minor scale. Then B, 12th fret on the 2nd string, that's the 5 again, 5 of the scale. Then G, that's the 8th fret of the 2nd string, that's the minor 3rd, or the flat 3rd in relation to our root, which is E. It's a minor 3rd. And again the 2nd, which is an F sharp, 11th fret of the 3rd string, and back to E. Alright, so these are our shapes. This is how they sound one after the other. So that was the first variation, the more simple variation, and the more complex variation of the exercise is where I'm also adding this fast hammer-on pull-off passage. Then you also make it a little bit more of a technical exercise, a speed exercise. So that's where it goes like this. I'm doing here, I'm playing the same thing basically, but when I reach here to the ninth, to the first finger, I'm doing like fast hammer on to the 12th fret, to the B, and pull off back to the ninth. And then I continue the same way. The same thing goes for the minor chord, by the way. I was just demonstrating. So here we have a bit more of a stretch because we're going from the 8th to the 12th. So notice my thumb position is quite low. I'm trying to get the wrist a little bit down and out so I can have good access to this stretch, because if you're holding the guitar like this, it's pretty difficult to get a good hammer-on sound. So you want the fingers to go down. Okay, and the last thing that I wanted to discuss is the picking. So I'm using a pick here simply because for these sort of passages I find it easier to use alternate picking. With a pick works better than fingers for me. You can also do it in index middle technique with your fingers. But what is important to notice is that I'm starting with a downstroke, and then I'm doing another downstroke on the first string, and only then I start to alternate. So it's like down, down, up, down, up, you know, etc. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. But I'm starting with two downstroke. That simply makes the transition between the strings easier, because it's easier if I have like an up on the first string and then down on the second string, then up on the second string and down on the third string. This movement from the outside of the strings, up, down, is easier than to do it the other way around. This I find pretty difficult movement to really play fast. So this is the reason why I'm doing down, down, and down. You can also start immediately with an up stroke and then down, but yeah, I think it's better to just do down, down. Yeah. And from there you move to alternate picking. So that's the picking bit. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it's clear. I have the tabs available for download with the two arpeggios / scalar passages that I'm using here. Also the chord diagrams are really nice to know, E major 7, E minor 9, and the backing tracks, so you can practice along in different speeds while playing with me as your accompanying rhythm guitar player. So the best way to use the backing tracks is, well, first of all, you just want to practice it standalone with a metronome, memorize it and kind of like get it under your fingers. Once you're ready at the first speed of the backing track, then just start using it, and then again, if it's easy, you can try the next one immediately. If you need some work with the metronome first, do that and then move to the next one. Alright, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or clarifications, and I'll see you guys next time.